is Mark Boss. I currently work at NTI, and I've worked at NTI for about 13 years. I was initially introduced to NTI through a holiday party I went to, in which I met MJ and Alan and a lot of the other great staff that were working there at the time. Of course, they convinced me to start working, which I did. And initially, the first couple of years I did as a candidate. The first contract I worked on was Windstream, and the second one was an organization that assisted people in learning Dragon Naturally Speaking. At that time, I had just started up my own company, DLC, Dragon Learning Center, in which I could train people how to use Dragon, and I also was a licensed resale agent as well, so I could sell the Nuance products. I guess I'll give you a little brief overview of what occurred to me and how I lost my vision. It was May 6, 1985. I was 20 years old, and I hit a telephone pole face first going 60 miles an hour. I lost my sight, my smell, every bone in my skull except for 2 were broken, back broken in 4 places, and I lost feeling in my left arm because of brachial plexus nerve damage, and I was in a coma for 10 days, in which I had to relearn everything all over again, the whole 10 yards. In doing that, of course, and not having some of the resources I did in the past, I use accommodation software, and the accommodation software I use is speech to text and text to speech. I use a bunch of different components. There are different types of accommodation software that does that, just so I stay up on the current edge of, what visually impaired and blind individuals are using. I'd like to show you a quick process or a mock process that I set up that indicates a little bit of one of the procedures that I have to complete each day when I work through NTI. Text to speech and speech to text generally don't work too well together when you have an open mic and open speakers, but we're going to give it a shot. Switch to the next window.
ACM 5/9.
Right now I'm going into a chart.
Right now I'm going into a chart.
Delete that.
Unselect. I'm going into time.
Undo that.
Undo.
Undo that.
I'm going into undo.
Undo that.
Action remove. Undo. Right
Undo
now
that.
I'm going into undo. Wilma Flintstone.
Microphone off.
East 5/19/21.
So what I've done is gone into a chart where I need to get information, and I need to transfer this information to another document where I keep my records and so forth, and I do reports on different calls. I'm a quality assurance specialist, so I help individuals make sure they give out the right information and review the accounts and so forth correctly. So what we're doing is going through a process that I go through to complete this. As I said, it's a little bit difficult with an open mic and open speakers, so bear with me as we go through that. This is the date.
Wilma Flintstone. ACM number inbound. So what I've done is gone in. Wilma ACM number. The interselected is gone into Wilma.
So right there gives a little information on the call and what occurred during the call. This is the candidate, the person's name. Of course, it's a mock individual. We call her Wilma Flintstone. I need to get the date from this part of the document. So copy that. Switch to the next window. Switch to the next window. Paste that here. Move to next field. Move to next field. Move to previous field. Switch to next window. Switch to next window. Copy that. Switch to next window. Move to next field.
Call table with 1.
Paste that here.
Columns row. Paste. 1.
Move to next field.
1 5. Talio maintenance 1.
Move to next field.
6 column blank. Talio
Agent did a good job providing all necessary information, comma, achieving call resolution. Period. Select all.
2000.
Unselect that.
2,191. Agent.
Select line.
Good job. Agent did a good job providing all necessary information, achieving call resolution.
Read that.
Agent did a good job providing all necessary information, achieving call resolution.
Agent did a good job providing all.
Switch to next window.
Talio keyword.
Switch to next window.
50. NTI main inbound call.
Microphone off. So that gave you a little bit of an understanding. Of course, it was a little bit rougher than I thought it was going to be, just because, as I said, open mic and open speaker makes it very difficult to use those two separate accommodation software programs. And that was just very simply what a process of what I do. Unfortunately, because of security issues and so forth, I can't show you actually what I do going through, the different programs where we have lots of personal information and so forth on the individuals that we provide services to. Now, I guess I'd like to get into some of the highlights that I experienced at NTI in 2023. The first thing was working together with the New Hampshire Department of Education at their request, in which I did a presentation for a large group of visually impaired and blind youth. What they want me to do is explain a little bit what NTI did, what I do at NTI, and how I do it. So I did a mock presentation, kind of like I did right here. The kids were really excited, or the youth was really excited about the opportunities of working through accommodation software and so forth, and being able to get a job like I have at NTI. The other thing I really enjoyed doing was being part of the Blind Employment Advancement Committee, and that's where we worked on setting up different positions that we could place blind individuals at, as well as some of the obstacles and so forth that we're going to run against. The companies that we place them on are going to come up against, and of course the candidates themselves, the blind individuals. Another thing I really enjoyed was just working together with my team and the whole NTI team as a whole, and addressing difficult processes and things that are going on, and just the general everyday things that we do. I guess the thing that I enjoy the most and will continue to enjoy was being able to go out in the community and saying what I do, working for NTI and being able to provide thousands of jobs to disabled people in the United States and give them an opportunity to work. So that's a great feeling. I look forward to doing that in the future in 2024 and for my continued employment at NTI. I guess my biggest goal for 2024 is just to open up more avenues for the visually impaired and legally blind as far as employment, being able to become employed, and some of the different things that we can assist the visually impaired and legally blind in becoming employed. So that's about it. Again, my name is Mark Boss. I'm a quality assurance specialist at NTI. Love my job and look forward to continue working in the future.